Hello everyone, myself SRIVIDYA, studying EC from Delhi Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today here we have a medico, soon to be a doctor, Mrs.JHANSI. Let's have a chit chat with her. Hello Dr. Jhansi, could you please describe about yourself?
Hello, I'm glad that you have chosen me for this chit chat. Myself Mrs.JHANSI. I am currently pursuing my MBBS from Maharaja Institute of Medical Sciences, Vijayanagaram. I completed my plus 2 from Sri Chaitanya in Vijayawada. I had completed my 10th class till from 5th class to 10th class. I completed my schooling from St. Mary's English Medium School, Vijayanagaram. Currently, I am staying in Vijayanagaram for the past 10 years.
So Dr. Jhansi, among all the professions around there, why you have chosen to become a doctor?
Well, I have heard this question from many, starting from my parents to strangers. Everyone asking me this question. Well, since my childhood, I always wanted to become a doctor or a collector. It's funny, but still I feel the same. And even now I want to become a collector, but I can't be the same both at the same time. So as I grow up, I understand my priorities. From my 10th standard itself, I decided that I have to become a doctor. So I have laid my career in that path, where I have chosen YPC in my intermediate. Then I gave NEET exam. Then I cleared the NEET exam and entered into MBBS. That's how my journey from my 10th to the MBBS. I always wanted to in a profession where I can achieve greater levels of professional achievement. So I chose medical career. I want to become a doctor because everyone in the society gives so much respect to doctor. I also want to gain that respect, and in return I want to serve to the society, to serve the people and pay back to them. That's how what inspired actually is the profession is itself a very high level one, where a doctor can influence the people to change their decisions, take well decisions about their health and their well-being. So I can be in a position where I can influence the people to take their decisions. I can suggest the people about their well-being. I can look after their good care and health. So I choose this career as my profession.
So in the past 2 years, COVID has affected everyone's life. How did COVID affected your life as a medico?
Well, we have seen COVID has disturbed all of our lives. It has changed everything. Even the world changed so much after COVID. We went back in time. We stayed in our houses. When COVID was running, I was still studying my MBBS. Now currently I am in internship, that is in the 5th year of our MBBS phase. Then I was studying my 3rd year. So in 3rd year, MBBS career every year is very much important. We have both practicals and we have theory classes. So theory classes are somehow managed through Zoom, but our practical classes are the most affected one. So without practical classes, without practical knowledge, a doctor's profession cannot be learned. So we have to learn from the patients. We have to see the patients in life. That's what most affected for us in the COVID. Among all the studies, what like remaining studies they can manage through Zoom because the teachers and they do something. But for us, patients are more important. We communicate with the patient daily. We almost spend among our 8 hours of our college life, we spend 6 hours in the hospital itself, communicating with the patients, learning their problems and learning how to treat their problems. So what we have done is like it's about for 2 years. So even then our seniors, like they are studying in 4th year, even in the COVID time, they were assigned the duties as their medicos. They're somehow prepared for the situation and they have allotted in the hospital. But we as a studying 3rd year, like we are not so much accomplished to that environment. So we stayed indoors. We have continued our theory classes through our Zoom. But what our practical classes most affected, so somehow our teachers, somehow they managed to teach us, but still they have like for 2 months we have kept in isolation, and then they have called us for college back. So in the college back, those 8 hours completely we have took only practical classes, no theory classes at all. Like in the starting phase, when we stayed in indoors, we completely focused on theory classes. When we went immediately to there, we focused on practical classes. But somehow something which is not in a order it will never be in order. So COVID, like before earlier but somehow even then COVID has taught us to how to face the situations if everything is not in our control. Then also we have to face the situation. We have to understand even in that circumstances, like nothing that like we just leave it and just forget it, let's leave it. It's not like that. We have to face somehow. We have to overcome it and we have to gain knowledge even in the such tough situations.
So maybe that is the reason that doctors are considered gods too.
No, even we are not so gods, actual gods, but they are working 24 hours in the society. But what is that? Our learning phase is being disturbed in this COVID time. But somehow we have managed it, but now it's okay. But those time which have lost in our COVIDs, the time, we cannot bring it back. And that's what a little bit disturbing. But still, even a COVID has ruined everyone's life, not only ours life. Even our professors, they continued to do the work for the hospitals, even for 24 hours, still they managed to teach us. So no one give up there. As a medico, we are also not supposed to give up. So COVID teach that thing for us. Rather than being supportive environment, we are faced into a very harsh environment where everyone's are engaged in somehow or other difficult work, but still they're supposed to continue their duty. Like our professors, besides being teaching, they still worked in the hospital. Also 24 hours, they dedicated their professional life. So medico, we might be not being such an, I feel very pity that somehow I have graduated earlier, then I can be part of in this COVID situation and can serve to the society when the country is in need of doctors. But still, that's a regard. But I think I will get more opportunities like this to serve for the nation in the future well. And that's how COVID affected our life. And you know what else COVID affected in our society? Like everyone's life is ruined, but our doctors is a bit worried.
So Dr. Jhansi, what are you going to do after your MBBS?
After my MBBS, that is MBBS is like undergraduation, so we have to do post-graduation. Like society itself decided, now doctors of MBBS, people say that doctors of MBBS have no value, but only we studying MBBS know how value is MBBS, how much MBBS has a value. But still people say that MBBS has no value, we have to go for post-graduation. So society itself decided that we have to go for post-graduation to become a doctor. And somehow it has influenced our life so much that we all now got in a perception that we have to do a super specialization after MBBS. So almost all of my colleagues, my classmates, my friends, everyone are doing it somehow in the super specialization. So even I have decided to start my specialization after my MBBS. I have been working for that specialization. We have to clear the NEET PG exam. Like we have NEET UG for clearing the NEET intermediate and enter into the MBBS. We have NEET PG so that we can enter into the post-graduation. So I have been working for studying for the NEET PG exam. So it's not like that I have started today itself and tomorrow is the exam, or 1 month before it, or we have to read before 1 month and we can attempt the exam and we can clear it. It's like it's a vast syllabus. MBBS is of 19 subjects, and the books, everyone knows that the MBBS books are so much heavy. Of course they are heavy and they're full of lot of syllabus. So it's like a consistent work. We have to start it from our early phase itself. That is right from the MBBS first year itself. We have to, not like that just before the exam we study and we cannot clear it itself. So what are the knowledge we gained in our all of years of MBBS, 5.5 years of MBBS is going to help us in clearing this exam. So consistency is most important. Like whether I read so much in a day or a little bit in a day, but I have to read consistently. I should not get deviate from the goal. So I cannot read everything in a day. Even reading a small bit is enough, but still I have to work continuously towards the goal, not deviate from it. And that's somehow I maintain my consistency, and I think it will help for me in clearing my NEET PG exam. I think I can clear my NEET PG exam well. I hope I should clear it well. And after that, even if I didn't do well, I plan to go for another year for the preparation, and surely I'm going to join in the super specialization.
So Dr. Jhansi, how do you see yourself after 10 years?
So I see myself, even now I see myself as a doctor. After 10 years also I will be a doctor. But the change is that now I will be an MBBS graduate. Probably then I must be a PG graduate by then. I will be completing my PG after 10 years. And surely I can't say that I will be a successful doctor. But I'm going to be a responsible doctor. I will take care of my patients' needs, and I will give my best to treat the patients. As far as my knowledge I have gained, I'm going to put everything in it, and I'm going to treat my patients as best as I can. And that's what I can expect myself. Rather than being successful, I expect myself to be responsible towards my duty, towards my responsibility.
So, Dr. Jhansi, as it is well known to everyone that clearing NEET examination is one of the toughest tasks. So, what are your strategies when you have prepared for your examination and some suggestions to the younger aspirants?
Well, NEET is a competitive examination. Many people appear to exam. Like when I was appearing for the examination, 16 lakhs appeared for the examination. Probably now they have made raising to around 20 lakhs. Like the aspirants are raising every day. People are increasing. Many people aspire to become a doctor, but still the seats remain same. So the competition is getting tougher. Like for one seat, like around thousands of people are competing. So getting into MBBS is a big task, not a piece of cake. So when I was studying, then also it was a bit tough. Like I have started my preparation from my intermediate. I have studied in my intermediate completely. Besides appearing the, like we have IP exams, like public examination for clearing the intermediate. Alongside we have prepared for the NEET examination. So our teachers helped us a lot in preparing for the examination. Then we have daily test and we have a test. So we test every self by solving the MCQs. We used to prepare for the examination. We used to read daily, like around 10 hours. Even I have not studied as much as when I am studying in MBBS. Then I have studied a lot to clear the NEET UG examination. And we used to have the mini test daily. So test keeps us recruiting towards the examination. Like we don't get deviate from our main goal. And so what I suggest is mainly consistency. So continuous study of the materials, of the concepts, and working towards it through MCQs. It's a bit enough to clear the examination. It's competitive, but less tougher compared to other competitive like JEE
So,
examination.
what are the books would you like to suggest?
I can't suggest a name like this book, that book, but still MCQs, wherever the MCQs are same, still remain the same, whatever the book may be. The MCQs remain the same, and the MCQs are going to be asked in the examination. So one must have to read the MCQs rather than depending on one book like materials. So NCERTs are the handy. If even for the IP examination we read NCERTs, so questions are going to come from the NCERT itself. Like when we have concept good, so whatever the question may be, our answer is going to get correct. So MCQs are important and our concepts are important, and continuous working towards a goal are the key concepts and the key to the success. One might not get success, but still they should not get deviated from them and give it another try.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jhansi. It's really a pleasure talking with you, and I wish you better luck for your future.
Thank you.